You know, it's actually quite amazing to see a lot of people that values and see lots of potential of the people that are of the opposite gender. It goes to no surprise that we really need both sides of the people in order to thrive in this society. And of course, all of us wants intimacy, love, romance from the other gender. A guy wants to be with his girl and that girl wants to be with his guy. But sometimes I see some guys that hold girls or women in such a high pedestal, like as if they are the cream of the crop. They deserve nothing but respect, each and every single one of them. And same thing goes for girls. Sometimes I see them, all they do is just really fantasize way too much about particular guys. And I think that this causes a lot of problems. Because you see, a lot of times you go on the internet, online or whatever, you see a lot of people bashing the other gender. They're saying, oh, men are pigs. Oh, women drive me nuts, man. Like, I don't even want to be with them. I don't even want to do anything with them. But sometimes I feel like those people don't understand that it has nothing to do with said gender. There are bad guys, but there are also bad girls as well. And you have to be incredibly careful on how to invest your time and your energy. The problem with people of the other gender is that you'd be looking to invest a lot more versus friends of the same gender. A guy-to-guy friendship or a girl-to-girl friendship, you know, it has its upper limit. There isn't much more that can be offered at a certain point in time. But when you have a romantic relationship, it basically takes the friendship to a whole new level. You provide way more of your time, your energy, your emotions. Honestly, you almost put your whole self on the line in these kinds of situations. So obviously, there are more risks involved in these types of relationships. So obviously, people are gonna invest so much into finding that one person that can provide that sense of romance. But obviously, this kind of investment isn't guaranteed. So obviously, you might actually think that person might be the one that you're looking for, but in reality, doesn't seem to be like the one that really fits the piece of the puzzle. And that's completely fine. You know, choosing a partner is incredibly difficult, and it's one of the biggest decisions that you have to make in your life. But somehow I'm seeing people that are just ready to throw themselves out there, like as if their values, their emotions, their finances, the thing they've been working on for so many years, they're ready to throw it out all just because of a girl? All because just of a guy? Really? Really? Like, for example, with guys, I understand chivalry. Chivalry is amazing. Being courteous, being respectful, being kind, those are really good qualities to expose to a girl. Now, obviously, like you've heard everywhere else, but sometimes I feel like guys just do it a little bit too much. So like, it goes without saying that any kind of relationship, there needs to be some kind of equilibrium. There should be a point where both people feels like they're contributing equally to the relationship to really make it a symbiotically beautiful relationship. So obviously you don't want to be the idiot that puts on a lot more to the relationship or friendship or whatever connection you want to call it, just so that person stays on the bottom and you keep contributing. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you put yourself in this kind of situation? And I see so many girls and guys that put themselves in this situation without really realizing it themselves. I see guys on their first date even, they're ready to pour everything to the girl like as if it's their wife. Why would you drive her around with your really expensive car? Go on an expensive date at an expensive restaurant and buy her flowers? Why would you do that? You're just getting to know this person. That ain't your wife, man. You're wasting your time. The goal of a first date even is to get to know each other. There should not be anything. The luxurious stuff like this should only be present for your wife. Why are you throwing all of that money away? It's just a random girl that you've met. You don't need to impress her with all of these things. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to tell you this right away. If you're just out there almost every week going on dates, paying for girls' meals, or driving them around, or bringing them to places, then I'm sorry, man, you're being used. Put that time into yourself. Put that time to yourself instead of just putting it out there and throwing it away to girls. What the hell are you doing, man? I get it. You're trying to find the one, and I respect that, and I respect that you're trying, but that's not the way to go. You want them to love you, for who you are as a person. And that does not require you to go out there and pay for their meals in order for them to know who you are as a person. And also, guys got this issue, but girls, girls, you guys get this issue as well. I can see some girls sometimes, they have so many problems going on in their lives. They have so many issues, so many things they need to figure out. And they're out there just thinking about, oh my God, how can I get this awesome guy into my life? Like they're thinking like, oh, I want to be with a wonderful guy. I cannot wait to be with him and all that. Like, I get it. As a girl, like you want to merge your life with the guy eventually, right? But sometimes they take it way too far. They start fantasizing so much about a guy that they barely know and start just thinking so much about them instead of actually focusing on their goals. You have so many things to get done as a woman, lots of things. And so the last thing you actually want to do is take the time and your energy, your emotions, and putting it to someone who isn't necessarily contributing much into the relationship. Like you really want to take things slow and steady. Get to know the guy first before starting to emotionally invest too much in this person. One of the only reasons you should really be thinking a lot about a guy is when something concrete is being made. Stop fantasizing about the idea of a relationship. See if that's even a possibility to begin with. If you actually are starting to think about the guy in that sort of way, start asking about the possibility of a relationship. Because that way you get your answer and you move on. If the person is looking for a relationship, looking to be serious with you, congratulations, you found your man and you can now keep on going. But if you just stay on the corner fantasizing, thinking about a guy, what do you think that's going to do for your mental health? You're just going to exhaust your emotions for no reason because of what? A random guy just showed you a bit of chivalry? That's it? Your emotions are precious. They allow you to do incredible things for others and yourself. Protect them. Protect your emotions, your feelings, your mental health. Protect that. So yeah, how do you avoid putting yourself in a situation where it requires you to be too invested in a person that doesn't necessarily deserve it? Well, just like any friendship, you gotta ask yourself these questions. You have to evaluate the relationship. You have to start seeing, is it worth it to continue going along how it is? You start asking yourself simple questions. For example, are they texting me? Or am I always initiating? When we're together in person, do they seem invested? Do they seem like they're really ready to be present with me? Am I always there for them, but they are not necessarily always there for me? Questions like these that you gotta ask yourself in order to make sure, is this person worth investing to? Another way to avoid all this mess is to communicate. Communicate your feelings and emotions. Don't assume things. Like, do not assume that, okay, I think this person has good potential. I guess I might as well start throwing my time and energy and everything and I'll start seeing how she reacts. No. If you start seeing it this way, then start asking her about it. Start asking, hey, I see you that way. What do you think of me? Do you think that we have a chance together at making something more romantic? And the third way to avoid all these shenanigans is to go slow. Don't rush. There's no reason to rush into something. Start with the meetings, especially. Start things small. Like I said previously, no need to go to expensive meals. No need to go to expensive places in order to have an enjoyable time. Just keep it slow. Start meeting. Don't meet too frequently. Don't think too much about this person. And then you might be thinking, oh, how do I not think about this person? Oh, I cannot stop thinking. Then start doing things that you love. Start doing things that really increases your productivity, that gets closer to your goals. Stop putting energy to a person that doesn't necessarily provide that sense of security. So yeah, overall, all I want to say is protect yourselves, especially against the other gender. I am not saying that as a man, girls are awful and the other way around. There are wonderful people. There are wonderful girls out there. There are wonderful guys out there. The problem is there is a lot of guys and girls that do not have the right intentions. What if that guy is just looking for your privates? What if that girl is really just looking out for your money? You have to be careful about these things. You do not want to be used. You want to make sure you're heard, understood, and most importantly, loved. And eventually, you will find that person that will make you feel all of these wonderful things. Just be patient, don't rush, and eventually you'll get there. That is it from me, everybody. Take good care of yourselves and remember to keep your life exciting.